Good morning, guys, and I hope everyone had a great Christmas. It's now the 28th of December here. I'm in the shop. We haven't opened yet. I thought I'd give you a bit of a walk around the shop, and maybe we'll even have a quick peek next door at my old shop. Those of you who've been around my channel for a while will remember the great shop cleanup, or the great shop backyard cleanup. And what happened to my old shop? Well, it's still in existence. They've renovated it. There are some businesses in there, so we'll go and have a quick look at that soon. We'll have a walk around the shop here before I open. Christine's due to turn up shortly. It's about 9:30. We normally open about now, but I thought we'll do a bit of a walk around now. We might have a walk around when we're open as well, just to give you an idea of what's going on at the shop. You will recognise a lot of things that I have repaired, or you've seen me in doing unboxings, and we've been selling a lot, but there's still a lot on the shop shelves. It's a very busy time of the year, so I better get going before customers start knocking on the door. So let's have a walk around. Thank you first, though, for everyone's Christmas wishes. We did have a great Christmas. We only had the one day off, and it was good. Family come over, had a good time. Perhaps my t-shirt sums up where I'm at now. Where's my coffee? Yep, I need some more coffee. Let's have a walk around first. Okay, I'm standing at the front door, and you can see we have a lot of stuff packed down the aisles that we normally put out during the day, and we'll be doing that very shortly. But when we pack up, it just gets jammed everywhere. We like to have a big outdoor display on the footpath. It does pull over a lot of cars, and a lot of people come in based on just all the stuff on the footpath. So we'll have a bit of a quick walk around. I won't take too much time, but I'll show you a few bits and pieces. We do have some vintage toys over in this cabinet here, and a lot of those Christine got in a deal there with their original packaging, so they make a great display. I do have some bottles in the window. They look nice with the light coming through them. And the work area here for Christine, she has a number of sewing machines and overlockers set up, and most of you everyone who follows Christine's channel, that's Christine's Home Affairs, will be aware that she creates a lot of stuff, and she does that at home and at the shop. And there's a lot of bags and things just here that she makes out of reclaimed fabric. And she does a lot with her handmade stuff. It sells very well through the shop. We'll get away from this fluoro light to stop that strobing. Right, we do a lot of secondhand jewellery. We pretty well do everything. Most of it is secondhand, except for the stuff that Christine makes, but also she does have some haberdashery supplies and things here. So we have a lot of bookshelves and display cabinets, and mostly they're not for sale. It's just for putting, you need shelves, otherwise you've got to put stuff on the floor. All sorts of stuff. I'll show you a few things on this shelf shortly. We do have a bit of a mystery objects game here, which I sort of swap things around fairly often, and people love to guess at that. And I will do another mystery objects video at some stage. I sell magnets from the microwaves and hard drives. I recently, a while back, I did a shed, and there was a lot of old shotgun shot, the old lead shot. So I've just weighed it up into half-kilo lots. $10. It's amazing how much money you can make out of this sort of stuff, and people sell it on eBay as well. It's not legal to use lead shot these days because of the environmental issues, but people use it for ballast in model making and all sorts of other stuff. Just an assortment of magnets I pulled out of things, and I stuck them all together and just put $5 on them. It's, kids love playing with magnets. I think you would have seen that in a recent video, the wedding cake tin. Some of the clocks we have ticking away here, and you would have seen a video on repairing that one. It's running beautifully. It is still in here at the moment. I think we put 35 on that one. Lots of jewellery. When Christine first started doing her second-hand trading, she would buy bulk lots of jewellery on eBay. And here she is, reporting for work.
Hello, sorry I'm late.
Oh, these lights strobe a lot. So we do a lot with jewellery and old books, of course. But jewellery is great for a lot of travellers that are on bus trips and that sort of stuff. They're not going to buy something big to put on a bus, but they'll grab some jewellery. I've been doing a bit more eBaying now, and I've been putting the stuff that I've got on eBay just on the shelf down here. They're still priced, and if I happen to sell it through the shop, I'll just go and cancel the eBay listing. But I might do a video on how I'm eBaying things at the moment. I have a bit of a system that's working really well. Some of you may remember these railway magazines that I unboxed quite a while ago. They have been selling very well on eBay, and they're easy to post. this video is going to be very long if I keep doing it this slowly, but perhaps I will do this. A few of you seem to enjoy walking around the shop, and as for the shop next door, I might do a separate video on what's happening there. A lot of things at the back here. Soap is not secondhand, it's new stock, and it's made in Melbourne, and it's I think it's made environmentally friendly, so we like... Hang on, we have Christine reporting.
It's using the palm oil that's environmentally sustainable.
Very good, thank you for that. And it does sell very well, and it makes the shop smell quite nice too. You can see all the other creations that Christine's made from swatch samples and various other things. So definitely repurposing there, saving things from going to landfill. Little bit of a sporting and toy section here, and some more books. There's always books, and we spread them all around the place. They're mainly sporting stuff. Some of those have been books that I've just unpacked from the farm that I brought back recently. We have some German books and a few other foreign languages there. And on this shelf under here, well, actually there's a lot of empty baskets. But let's go around the other side. And I have a lot of tubs set up at the shop here for when I'm sorting scrap. So there's transformers, there's motherboards from laptops, stainless steel, number 2 copper, brass, extruded aluminium. And you would be amazed how many customers look in here, even though it's not really for sale. It's just somewhere for me to sort stuff, and they'll pull out a piece of copper. Or one lady the other day bought some Milbury copper wire, there's a little bit left, and she was doing jewellery with it, and I sold it for much more than I would get for scrap. So it's worthwhile me having my stuff out in public, as long as I keep it neat. In fact, I've got some smartphones in here, and rather than sell them for scrap, I had some young bloke pull out 4 or 5 of them the other day, and I just said $5 each. He was wrapped, and I'm getting better than scrap money. Alright, I might continue this video a little bit later, perhaps after we've opened, because it is getting time to open, and we can have probably a better walk around then. We'll head to the tech department, and over in the far corner is my sort of boys section or shed stuff. So let's go and open first, and we'll get back to you shortly. Okay, that only took us 12 minutes in real time, and you can see we put a lot of things out, and the plan is hopefully not to put quite so many away. But as I said earlier, just having all this interesting stuff out the front is a real draw card for pulling cars over. Those old timber legs there off old tables, I had them at home, and I was cleaning up some stuff for Christmas just to neaten up around the deck, and I thought, look, I'm never going to use them. There's no complete sets, they're just odd ones. I've already sold 2 of them at $10 each. So that's fine. Just a selection of books, although we have to be careful on windy days, and of course when it rains we have to move everything back. But we have a fairly large veranda, so unless it's a windy day, it's not so bad. Christine puts a lot of her bags out the front here, and I've also been getting rid of some of these encyclopedias from the farm. Now, we gave away the complete set of encyclopedias for free, and they were picked up yesterday, but these yearbooks sell very well for people who were born that year. And I actually sold one yesterday for $5, so at least we're getting some return on those. Little bit of a sort of jewellery, a lot of cheap stuff out the front, just $1 a pick. It really doesn't matter if someone nicks things and walks away, although we don't, well, we do lose a bit of stuff, but as I said, it doesn't really matter with the dollar things. This old air compressor was one I used to use. It was in my carport at home. I've just put $20 on it, which it's almost worth that for scrap metal. It still works, but it has a broken air filter and it's probably got water in the tank, so someone else can deal with that. The power hacksaw comes from the farm. I just put 20 on that as well. So yeah, we like to have a big display out the front. DVDs sell very well. We get lots of those, and old timber boxes are really popular. We also have a free book exchange for those who haven't seen this before, and a lot of people bring books and take books and swap them around, and there's a couple of nice people around town that come down and just keep it neat and organised for us. It's just something we do as a community service. It's somewhere where we can get rid of books we don't want, and tourists love to swap over novels and things. And our piano, well, we get a lot of people playing this. It's been in the weather here for 5 years, or probably 6. It's pretty rough now. It's had beer spilled on it. It's had bits broken off it. But people still get on here and play. And as you can see, it used to be a pianola, but it only basically works as a piano. And it's a bit out of tune, but we still get some pretty talented people come along and have a bit of a play. And the kids love to play on it too. So just add something to the main street. So I've already got people in the shop. We've already made a sale, and we've only just finished opening. So it should be a good day. Okay, it's about an hour and a half, maybe nearly 2 hours into the day. The town is absolutely packed. This is the first chance I've had in the shop with no customers. I'm sure they'll turn up shortly, but let's have a walk around while everything is actually at the front. You can see down this aisle we have a lot of nice crystal and china in these display cabinets, and you will notice Christine's OCD with the display cabinets arranged in graduating order. Looks great, actually, I have to admit. More of Christine's handmade stuff along this side, and we kind of like to have a bit of organisation in our shop. So the centre aisle is mostly glass and china and vases, a lot of vintage stuff, some newer stuff, remembering that when we clean out house lots, some of the stuff was passed down from grandma and other stuff was possibly even purchased that year. So we do get a good mix. Bit of Australian pottery in this cabinet. We don't lock many of the cabinets, but that one actually is locked. But most of them people can open up and have a look. We'll run around the back. I'm not going to be able to go slow enough for you guys to read prices, but I just wanted to give you a bit of a general feel of the shop. This area, I've got some old TVs. Some of them have come through e-waste and I've fixed up, and they're for sale. And we'll duck into this corner. This is what I call my tech corner, and we have all sorts of electronics, bits and pieces, vintage computer stuff, DVDs, some hi-fi gear. I like a lot of vintage stuff. There's old magazines. Some of these things have featured in my videos, including this HP printer. No takers yet. That one may be scrapped at some stage. I do sell computer monitors if they're in good condition and fairly current, because there's no value scrapping those out. I get a lot of cables through the e-waste that I really just sell quite cheaply, but it's much better value for me doing it that way than just scrapping them for the copper wire. Pianola rolls still sell, but they're pretty slow. And we'll just pan around here. There's lots of other bits and pieces. As I said, cables and chargers. This area actually needs a bit more organisation. It's getting a bit messy. Don't have much luck selling little speakers. Occasionally I sell them, but they're really not, they turn up in everything. And more often than not, I find that some kids poked his finger through them. So probably most of those end up going in the scrap metal. The bigger ones do sell okay sometimes. And just yesterday, I have to get this down. Just yesterday I sold this Yamaha amplifier and tape deck. The tape deck actually has a problem, but the guy was happy to take it as it is, I think for $100. So I'll get that down shortly. Vintage cameras are always popular, and a bit of computer stuff. Things like RAM sticks, 4 gig and better. I would rather sell as RAM sticks rather than just for scrap. Same with some of the CPUs. And they do sell every now and again. More camera gear, video camera stuff, and we get a good selection of that through house lots. Also, vintage telephones are still quite popular. The older, sort of the better. There's some nice binoculars there. And I get a lot of these sort of stereo units through the e-waste, and quite often people buy them for shed radios just at $10 or even $5. I often have a TV playing with a DVD going, so that just helps sell them. There's some more TVs there, some of which I've fixed. Some get brought in for e-waste and they're still perfectly fine. This section's our bar section. We have someone in the bar, we'll keep walking. And this section here is kitchen stuff. And you saw me unpack some kitchen stuff in a recent video. Very popular, we sell a lot out of this section. Vintage kitchen gadgets are eternally popular. We get old jars, canisters, and I've got some nice old early pine school cupboards which make a great display for all this sort of stuff. And a kitchen dresser there. So this sort of stuff's really good, moves quickly. Okay, heading around into the shed area, and this section is quite popular with lots of people, not just the guys, anyone that's interested in old tools and vintage hardware and even current hardware. We don't actually have a hardware shop in town at the moment, and I have people come in looking for tools and just nuts and bolts and things every now and again. I say often that I sell jars of hardware through the shop, and they do sell quite well. So always have some good stock of those. And again, it's nicely displayed. I like these old pine school cupboards. They're really good for displaying. We do have a severe water leak in the corner of our shop, so I have to empty that tub quite often. Particularly we've had some stormy weather lately. Bit of stuff from the farm, fencing wire, bits of railway track, all sorts of gadgets, plumbing fittings, a few old suitcases here. We've got a lot of ladders hanging from the ceiling, well, propped up over the rafters that I'd like to hang a lot more stuff from. We do have some light fittings along there, but I'd like to get a lot more set up there as well. This workbench did feature on a video a while back, and it's been fantastic. I'm glad I didn't sell it. I've had a few people wanting to buy it, but it's a great spot for displaying old tools and spanners and things. So, as you can see, sundries too numerous to mention. Back to the counter now, and Christine's busy doing some alterations. She also does a clothing alteration service. That brings a lot of people in.
It does.
Yep. We'll just walk around the back of the counter for the moment. If you remember recently I unpacked some old bottles. Well, I had an email from Sue that wanted these 3. So I do make quite a lot of sales for my videos. It's not the purpose of the videos, but if you do spot something you like, feel free to send me a message. I'm happy to post things out or at least give you a quote. Okay, what else can we look at? Not much here. I think we're pretty much done. A lot more books up here and some more boxes I have to continue sorting out. And just a quick view from outside, you can see my old shop there. We will do a separate video on that and see what's happening with that shop. And you can see how busy the street is. It's a very touristy area, and it's a great spot to have a shop like we've got. So thanks for watching, guys. I hope you enjoyed that walk around and the shop tour. If you like this sort of thing, I can do a few more regularly and maybe even slow up on certain areas if you want to do a bit of browsing. Christine's flat out in the shop. There's people everywhere. I better get back to work and do something. Thanks for watching. Catch you next time. Bye for now.